Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Sports Talk Live here today. And just in a little bit here, we'll be getting into our the latest happenings in sports today. I'm Mare Carstens, joined here by Noah Rummel and Dee Reed here to talk about sports. And our first topic today is the NBA playoffs. So I'll first start off by saying I've been really excited by what's happened so far in the playoffs. I'm a big Milwaukee Bucks fan myself, so it's been great to see them play at such a high level. They really just dominated the Detroit Pistons, beat them 4 straight games. All of them, I think they were all by 15 or more points as well. So really it was just easy, first series for the Bucks, no stress, able to get by in 4 games. So they've been able to move on. So yeah, that's been kind of my favorite thing so far about the playoffs.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed especially last night. They gave me a little shaky in the first 3 quarters, but then they absolutely slapped them around the 4th quarter. So I was fine with it. A little bit nervous about the Celtics coming up, because, to be honest, the Celtics are as the best team right now, I would say. But the Bucks have only been outscored in the paint 7 times out of 76 of their games, and one of those was by the Celtics. But we're not going to get into that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next series because I think that's it's going to be the best of the playoffs so far.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think the Celtics aren't really going to be a challenge for the Bucks at all. Personally, I believe that the Bucks handled the Pistons really well in all 4 of those games. If you looked at the scores, they beat them by an average usually of about 20 points, and that was all 4 games. Versus you have the Celtics now, who had an extremely tough time beating the Pacers. Yes, they did in that series 4-0, but each of those first 3 games, besides maybe the last one, they were struggling to get those wins. So I truly believe that the Celtics are kind of just running on low fumes right now, and they're not going to be as dominant as they were during the season or even towards the end. I think they're really slowing down. I think that's where the Bucks are going to get them.
I think the Bucks are going to win the series against the Celtics, but I don't think it's going to be easy like Dee's saying. I think it's going to be a challenge. I think they're going to get tested a little bit. But I do see the Bucks winning the series against the Celtics in 6 games, I'll say.
So who do you say would take game 1 then? If you had to put your money down on the Bucks or the Celtics, who do you think's taking it?
Yeah, I think the first game the Bucks will win at home at Fiserv Forum with the crowd behind them. I think the Bucks will get off to a good start and win that first game. And I guess I'm going to talk about now a team that I just was wrong about last week when I was talking on my radio show about this team, and it's the Houston Rockets. They've been way better than what I was saying that they were when the playoffs began. And I knew James Harden was phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. I knew that. I knew James Harden has been great. He's been averaging in the playoffs 28.8 points a game, so he's been one of the best scorers, well, really all season long in the NBA. And Clint Capella is a really a force in the middle for them, both at rebounding and at defense. And then they have Chris Paul, who's a really good point guard, can pass the ball, can score, can do a lot of different things. So the Houston Rockets, to me, look like actually the best team in the NBA for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, Harden's definitely that guy that will show up in the playoffs. So I have them coming out of the West and probably going to beat the Warriors. So I mean, we can talk about that later, but I guess let's move on to the next topic, which is MLB baseball. Top 3 MLB teams right now. Sadly, Brewers are not one of mine. I think the Yankees are playing very well. I also think the Dodgers are powerful. I think they're not the best, but they are coming up. So I'd say kind of look out for that one. And then Seattle is my other powerhouse. That might be a little bit of a take, but I think that's mine.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say, definitely going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays, who are at the top of the MLB standings right now at 15-18. And then you have your Yankees, who are 12-10, having a really good season. And then, of course, we go to the Blue Jays, who are 11-12, not as great, but still up there with the top 3 records. Personally, I'm still a big Brewer fan, so I'm going to be extremely biased. I believe the Brewers are just going to pick it up. We're finding our rhythm right now, but I mean, that's the Brewers at the beginning of every season. They find their rhythm, and then they take off. So I still believe in the Brew Crew, Brew Magic early in the season. So, I mean, I feel like this doesn't matter as much right now, but the Brewers are definitely going to catch up.
Yeah, my top 3 teams in baseball right now are the Seattle Mariners. Were the first team that I thought of. They've been just terrific so far this year, 16-9. Hit actually 56 home runs as a team so far this year, so that's just incredible. So they've been really good. The Los Angeles Dodgers, I think, are a great team. They just have a lot of really good players. Cody Bellinger has been off the charts good so far this year, batting .424 on the season, 11 home runs, 28 RBIs. So he's been just fantastic. And then lastly, for me, the Philadelphia Phillies were my third team that I thought is really good.
If you're the Phillies, Harper's trying to fight everybody and anybody when he steps into that diamond. So he thinks it's kind of boxing. Also, when you're getting paid $300 million, I guess you can just do that and get kicked out to the clubhouse. No one really cares. But back to Cody Bellinger, 11 home runs. He's leading the batting average, on-base percentage, slug percentage. So, he's dominant for the Dodgers. And then if you want to talk about Brewers, Yelich, he's 13 home runs. He's got a .337 batting average. So he's putting in the work for us, too.
Definitely. My top 5 players, and this is going to be in no order, of course, but I'm going to have to go with some of my favorites here. I'm going to have to go with Bryce Harper, definite, huge baseball star. Christian Yelich, Brew Crew, big fan. I think he's going to win MVP again this year. And then I'm going to have to go with Giancarlo Stanton. Can't forget about this guy. Still a huge power hitter in the league. And, I mean, one of the premier power hitters in the league. I look forward to watching him in the home run derby again this year. I know it's too early to say, but I know he will be there. Aaron Judge, again, another Yankee. They have a powerhouse over there. I really think the Yankees will go far this year. And my last guy would definitely have to be Andrew McCutchen, which is a name you hear a lot definitely in the league, but that man still got some juice in that old body of his, and I'm going to give him a big shout-out here today.
I'll go to my list of the 5 players that I think are the best players in the game right now. So first off, Christian Yelich has to be a top 5 player for me in all of baseball. He's just been tremendous since all of last year. He was tremendous, and then so far this year he's been phenomenal. Batting .337 with 13 home runs, 31 RBIs. So tremendous for Christian Yelich. And then Mike Trout for the Angels, just a 5-tool player, can do everything. So he's a really great player. And then Aaron Judge for me was definitely one of my top 5 players. Just has tremendous power, can do a lot of different things. And then actually I'll give you one that's a little off the radar here. Alex Bregman for the Houston Astros, a third baseman. I've just been really impressed with him since last year when he became an all-star for the first time last year. He's a young player, but really has a lot of upside. I just like his mentality that he has as a hitter at the plate. And then the last player that I had on my list was Cody Bellinger, who's just been off the charts this year, batting .424. So those were my top 5 players in baseball right now for me.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Brewers, how you were saying that they were a top 3 team in the MLB, I would argue that they will become a top 3 team once we get an opener. Like, we don't have the bullpen right now, an opener. That's just killing us. So, yeah, that's kind of my take on baseball. So let's go, to the Green Bay Packers for our first 2 draft picks. I think we definitely need a tight end. I think we need someone to stretch out the middle of the field, give another threat to Rodgers, and for that, I'm going to go to Iowa for T.J. Hockenson. He's a good blocker. He really knows how to stretch the field. He's got good hands, and I think that's kind of what we need right now. And then I think we need to go with a safety for our second one. And for that, I think I'm going to go with Juan Thornhill from Virginia. He is 6', 205. He's quick. He runs like a 4.4 40. The only problem is he struggles getting down in the run sometimes. They say he gets bullied around the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, those are my two. So, D, how about you?
I hate the Packers, and I'd like to be on record saying that wholeheartedly hate the Packers. Now, when it comes to your first 2 draft picks, I honestly just think you should draft a new coach and a kicker. Because personally, and I know you can't draft coaches, but listen, you should just spend your draft pick and draft a new coach. I feel like your new coach isn't even going to do it for you. And personally, Mason Crosby is too old. You've been depending on him for too long, and you saw what happened last year.
For how I think the Packers should use their 12th pick, I was actually between 2 different players. One of them was the same as you, Noah, T.J. Hockenson, tight end out of Iowa. He's actually was my first player that really came to mind for me. He's a really good all-around tight end. He can block, like you said, Noah. He can catch passes, stretch the middle of the field, and Aaron Rodgers just needs another target to be able to throw to. So he was one, and then Ed Oliver as well, actually, is another player. Like if one of those 2 players is available at our 12th pick, I would love to see the Packers get either one of them. Ed Oliver, he kind of reminds me of Aaron Donald, just somebody who's right in the middle of your defense and can stop the run, can actually get to the passer as well. So I like those 2 players a lot. And then with the 30th pick, my favorite player actually is Marquise Brown, a wide receiver out of Oklahoma. He has ties. He's actually the cousin of Antonio Brown. Really had really good numbers last year at Oklahoma. Actually 1,318 yards receiving. So, yeah, he's really good wide receiver. So I like him with the 30th pick. So that's all for our first topics here, and now we'll go to Perfect Pets.
Hi there, my name is Spike. I like to hang out with my friends and play with my toys. Come adopt me.
Time to go outside. Hi there, my name is Donnie. I'm a real happy guy. I love to play. Oh, there goes the ball. See ya.
Hello, my name's Oliver. Well, some might say I'm lazy, but I love to cuddle. Blip, cheerio.
To find out more about adoption, contact La Crescent Animal Rescue at 507-895-2066.
La Crescent Animal Rescue is 507-895-2066. And now let's get into our next topic for today, which is a buy or sell segment. And we'll start off with Kyler Murray going first overall in the NFL draft. And do I buy this? Absolutely, I buy it. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury's basically said he's gonna, that they're gonna take Kyler Murray with the first pick. I mean, he's talked him up. He's said all things about him, that he loves him. That he thinks he's a great player. So I just don't see how Arizona doesn't take Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete. So he's a little short, but he'll figure that out, I guess. And yeah, just phenomenal athlete all around. I don't want to buy it, but I have to buy it. So hey, I guess I'm buying it.
I am going to buy that all day. Kyler Murray, coming out of college, top stats in yards, passing average, touchdowns. He was the top quarterback in scrambling yards. This guy, he puts in, his only scrutiny for Kyler Murray is that he's short. And, we've seen what short quarterbacks can do. You can look at Russell Wilson, who's been an elite quarterback at the top of the league for, 3-4 years now? Since he came into the league, he's been an elite player. So I think all the scrutiny is just around his size, and I believe that it's an unfair scrutiny because we've learned with smaller quarterbacks, size isn't everything as long as you can throw the ball and get in different play calls. If you're a genius at your position, then he should have no problem whatsoever.
All right, so now we'll get to our next buy or sell segment. Christian Yelich having back-to-back MVP seasons. And I rarely say it. Baseball players, it's so hard to do it back-to-back years, but I'm going to say he's going to do it. So I'm actually buying the fact Christian Yelich is going to have back-to-back MVP seasons.
It's early, and I don't want to jinx it, so I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell it for the future of the Brewers, and I'm going to do it as I'm basically selling for the team. I'm putting it on Milwaukee. He's got to perform for me. Cody Bellinger right now is a little bit ahead of it for me, so I'm going to sell this.
Like I said, I'm going to buy it. I feel like he just ages like fine wine. I mean, you give him more time, and he just continues to get better. I totally believe that, he'll have another MVP season. I feel like he's still putting up those same numbers that he was putting up when he won the MVP last year, and I feel like he's doing it at an earlier stage this year than he was in the season last year. So I totally am on board with buying it. I feel like he's just going to continue to get better, and this is only, just a little bit of the great performance that we're going to see from him this season.
All right, so our next topic is Josh Jacobs will be the best running back in the NFL draft this year and will be a Pro Bowler in his rookie season. And I'm actually buying both things here. I think Josh Jacobs is the best running back this year in this draft class, and I think he'll be a Pro Bowler. I just really like him. He's able to do a lot of different things. He's able to catch passes. He's able to block. He's able to run. So just with his versatility, I would say yes.
I'm not sure about this one. I wanted to buy it at first, but then I thought about it a little bit, looked at the scouts' thoughts towards him, and I think I'm going to sell. Yes, he can catch the ball. Yes, he's comfortable outside of the backfield. He's very versatile, in that sense. But the scouts said that he has trouble cutting in the secondary, slowing down. They said once he gets up to his speed, he doesn't really slow down. He just keeps going. So, and he's not the fastest running back in the draft this year. So I'm going to sell on both of them. Get it out of my face. I'm selling both of them.
Yeah, I'm going to sell as well, honestly. I believe Josh Jacobs is a really great running back, but you also have to look at the field, and we have Bryce Love, who had an amazing career at Stanford. He didn't finish the season as high as his numbers probably, people would have liked, but at the same time, he was a premier running back. I feel like he's one of the most NFL-ready running backs, definitely coming out. And then you also have to look at Elijah Holyfield of Georgia, who, again, had an amazing season. He's the son of Evander Holyfield, too, fun fact. But I think he had a really amazing season, too, and I feel like he's coming into the NFL draft kind of just like Ezekiel Elliott did. He doesn't have as much hype, but he's definitely got the skill set, and he's got the skills to become a premier running back. So I totally believe that it's going to be one of those two who end up going to the Pro Bowl this year.
And then our next topic is Tiger Woods winning another major golf tournament this year and catching Jack Nicklaus's all-time major record of 18 when his career is over. And I'm definitely buying the fact he's going to win another major this year. Absolutely 100% buying that. And I was leery about the second part of this question, but I'm actually going to buy that as well. I don't think he's going to overtake Jack Nicklaus, his record of 18, but I think he's going to tie it. So therefore, I think he'll catch him, and he'll definitely win another major I see this year, Tiger Woods, for sure. And I'll even predict the tournament. I'll say the tournament. He will win the 2019 U.S. Open, Tiger Woods. He is going to win that golf tournament at Pebble Beach. He has a great track record there, so I see him winning that one.
I'm going to sell this one easily. He's not going to catch up to Jack Nicklaus. He's got 4 or 5 more majors to win. That's tough, especially after, what he's gone through. Also, it's a known fact, Tiger plays Augusta well. He always plays Augusta well. I mean, not in those middle years, but he's notorious for playing Augusta well. That's why he has 5 jackets there. So I'm selling both.
I'm going to buy the first part. I definitely think he's going to win another major tournament this year. His next one is the U.S. Open coming up, and I believe he'll do really well in that tournament. I'm not necessarily sure that I'm ready to buy that he'll win that one, but I think he'll definitely finish top in that tournament, and he'll win a different tournament. Going forward, I definitely think it's going to be a couple years before he catches Jack Nicklaus. He's at 15 major wins right now, and Jack Nicklaus has his 18. So, I mean, Tiger's still got to win 3 more majors. And I mean, yes, he just won this major, and we were all super excited, because Tiger Mania or whatnot you want to call it is back, but at the same time, I just don't think we can get too comfortable with him just winning this one major. So I think it'll be a little bit before he catches Jack Nicholson.
And our next buy or sell segment is: will Drew Lock ever be a franchise quarterback, and do you see him playing at all in year one in his NFL career? And this is where I'll say I'm selling both. I'm selling both of these things. I don't think Drew Lock will be a franchise quarterback, and I don't see him playing at all in year one. I think Drew Lock is a quarterback that needs development. He needs time to grow as a quarterback. And to be a franchise quarterback, I feel like you need to be somebody like a Drew Brees or an Aaron Rodgers to call somebody a franchise quarterback. And I just don't know if Drew Lock will ever get to that point.
Yeah, I'm going to agree on selling this one, actually, because he plays although he plays similar to the kind of NFL gunslingers we see now, the shift has definitely over the years has gone towards you need a mobile quarterback. You need kind of you don't need one, but it'd be nice to have one. He threw for like 4,000 yards at Missouri, so he's definitely good. He also has 3.5 years of experience, but that's going up against SEC defenses, not the NFL. Yeah, I'm going to sell. I don't think he'll be a franchise quarterback, and I don't think he'll play at all this year.
I'm going to go right along with you and sell that. I didn't even know who Drew Lock was until today, and that should tell you something because I'm a huge NFL fan. Drew Lock, I just feel like this is another quarterback just like Josh Rosen who's being overhyped. He's not going to be anything. Sure, he went and threw for 1,000 yards at Missouri, but also look at their record. He was inconsistent, throughout the entire season. I don't believe in this guy at all. I feel like Trevor Lawrence at, Clemson, who decided to stay, again, another year in college, is way better than Drew Lock. And again, you have Kyler Murray, who's 10 times better than Drew Lock. So I feel like he'll be taken early because of the hype that surrounds him. But as far as him being a franchise quarterback and playing year one in his NFL career, I feel like that's only going to happen if he goes to the Dolphins.
All right, so that does it for our first part of our buy or sell segment, and now we will go to WMCM promos.
The University of Wisconsin La Crosse brings you a weekly student newscast. Important news. Movie critiques. Weather forecasts. Sports highlights. And local interviews. UWL's own WMCM, run by the students, for the students. Every Thursday at 4:30 on Campus Channel 200 and Charter Channel 989.
Are you a movie fanatic? Tune in on WMCM TV's Screening Room, Tuesdays at 2:45 or 4:30. You can watch on Channel 200 and Charter 989. See you on Tuesdays for Screening Room.
All right, everybody, let's get into our next topic of the day, which is the Golden State Warriors winning the title this year. And is this the year the dynasty ends? Are you buy or sell? Or am I buying or selling that? I am actually gonna. So I'm selling that they're gonna win the title this year, and I'm gonna buy the fact the dynasty ends this year. So I'm actually gonna sell the first part of it, buy the second part of it. I think who will win the NBA title this year? I think it's going to be between Milwaukee Bucks and the Houston Rockets. And I actually think, maybe it's more that I just really want to see this happen, but I think the Milwaukee Bucks can win the NBA Finals this year. And it would be really nice to see like Giannis beat Harden head-to-head, and then that would kind of settle the MVP candidate case. So I would really love to see that.
I'm going to sell the Golden State Warriors winning a title, and I'm going to buy the dynasty ends, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to love to see it. I feel like everyone's going to love to see it. They're going to ring the church bells, ding dong, the witch is dead. No one wants to see this team win anymore. We're tired of it. I'm tired of it. You're tired of it. You're tired of it. End already. So, yeah, that's my take. Sell.
Yeah, you might be by yourself there. I mean, I'm not tired of seeing the Warriors win at all, personally. I feel like if you got a dominant team, let them keep dominating. That's how teams get better. Personally, I think this year the Golden State Warriors will make it to the title game, but the little engine that could, which is the Milwaukee Bucks this year, are going to be the ones to take down what should have been the Golden State Warriors dynasty. We're having just an amazing year. We came into the playoffs with the best record out of any NBA team, that is including the Warriors. We were 56-20. We've been hot throughout the playoffs the entire time. The Warriors, who went up by, 36 points on the Clippers and let them come back in that game, and that is why they're only up 3-1. I think you just can't have blunders like that against top teams, and I feel like, yes, they'll be able to get past these top teams, but they're going to be so worn down by the time that they get to the finals. It's going to be easy picking for the Bucks, and that's definitely, that's what I see happening.
Yeah, no, let's go on to the next topic here with buy or sell. The Cleveland Browns making the playoffs and challenging New England Patriots in the AFC. I'll buy the first part of it. I think the Cleveland Browns will make the playoffs this year. They've gotten a lot of new weapons. Odell Beckham Jr., Kareem Hunt. Those are a couple of the big ones that they've got, and then they still they have Baker Mayfield, who's getting better and better as the years go on. So this offense is going to be really, really explosive. I see it being with the Cleveland Browns. So I'm buying them making the playoffs. However, I'm selling the fact that they'll challenge the New England Patriots. It's just so hard to beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady as long as they're there in New England.
Cleveland Browns, I'll buy that they make the playoffs. They have a lethal roster. And I'm never going to challenge the Patriots again. So I'm going to say that I think that the Patriots are actually going to give the Browns a challenge. So there you go.
Man, Cleveland, and it's time and time again you see this with Cleveland. They've had numerous first-round picks, early first-round picks at that, and their roster just fails to produce. I feel that the Cleveland, and there's only time you'll be able to tell if the Cleveland Browns are going to be as good as they should be is going to be during those first couple games. And it all comes down to coaching. I feel like they've had so many coaches. They're on this coach carousel that they really don't know what their potential is because they've never had a system that they can just stick with. They're constantly changing their system, constantly having to improvise for new coaches and stuff, and that's what's dragging them down. So I feel like if they find a good fit for a coach, then yes, Cleveland will have a good year. But as far as challenging the New England Patriots, you got to figure out your whole coaching situation before you start challenging the greats. You got to crawl before you walk, people.
All right, and let's get into our last buy or sell segment. Aaron Rodgers winning another Super Bowl in his career and having an MVP caliber season with first-year head coach Matt LaFleur. So first, I'll start off with Aaron Rodgers winning another Super Bowl. I 100% buy that. I definitely think Aaron Rodgers is going to get another Super Bowl trophy by the time his career ends. He's just a phenomenal quarterback. Really the best, talent-wise, the best quarterback I have ever seen play the game of football. So I definitely buy him winning another Super Bowl in his career. However, the second part of this question, with his first season with Matt LaFleur, being an MVP caliber player, I really want to buy it, but I have to sell it. I just think the first year there's going to be some growing pains with Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers together. It's going to take some time to mesh and get everything together, and them being on the same page with everything and being at an elite level. And the Packers roster, too, with the offensive line is still very questionable. So I think it's going to take a year before Aaron Rodgers gets back to an MVP caliber level with Matt LaFleur. So I think it's going to take a year to get that. So I'm selling the second part of the question.
I will buy the first part because, honestly, if you don't think Aaron Rodgers has the potential to win another Super Bowl, you have a potato for a brain. And then I'm going to say the second part, I'm going to sell it. I don't really like the MVP caliber season. There's a lot left up in the air, so let's hear your take, D.
Oh, God, do I want to sell this entire thing, and I'm not going to get much for selling it either, trust me. Aaron Rodgers is not going to win another Super Bowl. All right, this man is in a decline, a straight decline. You can say, oh, he was the greatest to play at this time or another. He was, and he's not anymore. You guys have The Packers have completely used up his years. His production continues to go down. Let's see. Look at the Packers' record over the past 3 years, okay? You've got 2016, they were 10-6. 2017, 7-9. 2018, 6-9-1. The Packers aren't going anywhere. You, just like the Browns, have to figure out your coaching thing now. Like, you got to figure out where your coach is, what your coach's scheme is going to be, and you have to stop relying on Aaron Rodgers because he's declining. You're trying to put all your faith in this one player, and let me tell you, we've learned one player cannot win a championship. Look at Pat Mahomes. He needed way more weapons than what he had, but I mean, he was a star-studded quarterback. He made it all the way to the AFC Championship and lost because he couldn't get back on the field. But you guys don't even have as many weapons as them, and you're trying to say that this man is going to win a Super Bowl again? No, he's not going to win another MVP. He's not going to win a Super Bowl. He's going to win another contract on another team.
And we're going to count that as your rant, so you're going to go.
So I'll give my rant here. So it is on Russell Westbrook with the media. So I'm just going to say, Russell Westbrook, don't just dismiss the media. Talk to the media when it's necessary. Don't just not answer questions. Shrug your shoulders each and every time the media asks you a question. Just respond to them, and just say, I don't want to talk right now, or something like that. So that's my rant. Russell Westbrook, start talking to the media.
Do you have another rant, or are you just? All right, you know what? No, I'm not here. So you don't get any more airtime. I think we learned a lot here. Like D has a potato for a brain.
Man.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm Noah Rummel. This is D. This is Mark. This has been Sports Talk Live. Thank you for watching.